So how do you want me to handle this?
First priority is the Typhoon. I'm keeping SWAT out until you've secured it. As far as rules of engagement go, I'll defer to you. Lethal or non-lethal?
I'm not looking to start a firefight in there, just neutralize them.
Okay. But just make sure
So, today's topic. Free-to-play and why it works. And why sometimes I hate its guts. And why sometimes I love its guts. It's a love-hate relationship, folks. It really is. So, do you have any thoughts on that, Freak? Why does free-to-play work? Why are companies able to turn an unsuccessful MMO into free-to-play and triple their profits?
I'd rather wait till next week to actually get into that, since it's next week's topic.
No, that is this week.
Oh, wait, yeah. What's next week? Okay, wait, never mind. Brain being stupid. Okay. See,
let your brain be stupid.
Free-to-play works because it gives people who didn't either before didn't want to spend money on the game and have it end up being a crapshoot to have a chance to try the game out and see how if they actually like it and would actually want to spend money on it for the further content that the game could have and will have most likely in the future. That's why it works.
That's a good thought. My thoughts are a little bit more interesting in that there have been lots of MMOs launched as free-to-play, and they do exceptionally well. The reason it works is because you're giving everybody, regardless of whether or not they have a lot of disposable income or not, an even playing field. You all get the base content of the game for free. Everyone starts at the same level. And you can add little perks that really keep you on the same level. But you get little perks for spending a little bit of money. A good example is why a lot of games have, say, specifically Lord of the Rings Online, I'm going to use as a good example. Why there is a limit on how much of a specific currency you can carry. If you're just a generic free-to-player, you can hold 2 gold. That's your maximum currency cap. Why? Because that's actually a freaking large amount of money. It requires like 1,000, maybe 1,000, maybe even 10,000 silver to make 1 gold. So that's actually an extreme amount of money in that way. And it's a very cheap. It's only like a couple of bucks to remove your currency cap from your account. And that's an account-wide thing, not a character thing. And the other thing Lord of the Rings does right is you can earn that currency you use in the store, that you would use in the store, in the game. That's one of the things I really like about it. And since they're Turbine points, you can, if you find the grinding good in Lord of the Rings Online, but you don't want to spend your money there, you can spend it in another Turbine game, Dungeons & Dragons Online, and soon to be Star Trek Online whenever they get that one free to play. So you have 1 point system, multiple games, you find the one you like the points, getting the points in, and you can use them along any of these games. Very interesting concept. I really like it.
The only 2 Turbine games I can think of that are actually good to play, though, are D&D and Lotro.
Well, those are the only 2 MMOs they have right now.
Okay, then.
Like I said, Star Trek Online is supposed to be going that direction with Turbine at the helm, making it free to play, so that, that game had its ups, its downs. People liked it, people didn't. I can make no comment. I haven't played it. If I had the money, I would have bought the lifetime subscription, but there's no point now. That's going free to play. A bad way companies can do free to play, is RuneScape. A lot of people have played RuneScape.
RuneScape used to be fun.
It used to be fun when they developed content for everybody. And then for about, 3-4 years, there was 0 content for free-to-play members and 1.5 million updates for everyone who was paying them money. half the skills, I mean, I'm almost not exaggerating there, are member-only skills. I mean, and they're fun skills, like Slayer. You can't do that if you're not a member.
There were even some trees you couldn't cut if you weren't a member.
Oh, yes, there were trees, there were restrictions. Horrible restrictions. The crafting system was just horribly restricted. It was past level 40, there were no quests.
Yeah.
Beyond combat level 40, there was no quests. And that it just, and then half, no, probably more like 3/4 of the map you can't access as a non-paying member. And those are some of the better regions in that game, although they've been working on that recently. That is not how you do it. You don't say, oh, here's the, go play in the sandbox while everyone else who gives me $10 a month can go play on the rest of the entire play area, which is 3 times as large. And do all sorts of things you can't do.
I'm not gonna lie, at a certain point in the game, I just made runes and sold them for money, and then I stopped playing.
Yeah. And with the addition of the Grand Exchange, which was a good idea on their part, I think, you've got a lot less chat spam. It's much easier to sell things that way and buy things that way. It's a good idea on their part.
What they really need to do, though, is get rid of the bad voice actors.
They're British. They're a British company. They found British voice actors. Bad British voice actors. But what can you do? At least we can hope that Transformers comes out better, because they're working on the Transformers MMO, and we want that to turn out better.
It's gonna have the same graphics.
I sure hope not. It's being developed in Java, I think. I don't know quite offhand. I think it's being developed in Java. I hope it turns out good. I pray it does. And I hope it doesn't fall into the problem RuneScape did with the whole free-to-play. And
people like money.
You can't even call it free-to-play. It's free to taste. But if you want to eat, you have to pay me money.
Well, if it tastes enough, you'll get full.
But there's not enough. You don't get to experience all these things you can do. I mean, for example, your woodcutting skills are minimal in the free-to-play section, whereas if you're paying for it, you can do so much with what you gather from that. It's ridiculous. There's so many locked skills that you can't access because they want to force you to buy. They don't want it to be a voluntary choice. They want to force you by lack of content to pay them money. And that's what it seems like to me they do. It's not that, oh, we're just going to make you, nice little perks here and there, skill boosts based on time and that kind of stuff. No. Here's entire content you will not be able to access. Huge sections of the map. Huge amount of mini-games and random events and all sorts of stuff you can't access because you're not paying us money. But we're going to tell you about it if you read our guides. And our wiki will tell you about all the wonderful things you will never be able to do because you're not paying us money. It does not make sense to me. That is not how you run a free-to-play MMO.
They want money.
Right.
You give them money.
I guess. And that's just not how you do it.
Smoke.
You can...
Smoke.
And that's how you don't run a free-to-play MMO. And why... I don't know how it's worked for them. Bullying people basically into giving them money is apparently working for them. I don't know why, but it somehow is. But that's not... You don't win any points for doing that, people. You don't win points. You don't keep the goodwill of your players. I know someone who used to play RuneScape for... He was playing it back during Classic until just after about 2 graphical updates ago now, I'd say. And he stopped playing because, guess what? He ran out of bank space, and there's no way to purchase additional bank space other than to pay $10 a month for unlimited bank space. And considering all the items you get in the for the holidays, he had items few people had. He had a scythe that was like back in 2004. They gave that away. And he had no bank space because he had all this free stuff he'd gotten during the holidays. He had no room to store all his other stuff. That just doesn't work, Jagex. You're basically forcing you're literally forcing your players to give you money because you want to make money. You're not giving them the choice to do it. You're basically putting a gun to their head and saying, pay up. And while successful a company they may be, you don't win any ethics points, guys, and that's wrong. It's just wrong for you to do that. It doesn't work right. It doesn't work right.
Yeah, but at least they didn't sell their soul to the devil.
They basically have, the way they're doing it. But hey, we can always hope for Transformers to turn out better. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.